Alright, dear students of 8th standard, let's talk about the 14th chapter, that is the compound interest of the maths. Now guys, before going to compound interest, let's try to talk about the simple interest and then we will move forward to compound interest. Now what do you mean by interest and this concept? Before that, let's try to understand few basic things, that is P and R. Now what is this P and R? P is called as the principal amount, okay, the amount that we can deposit in the bank or that we can take as a loan from the bank. Okay, so these two types of transactions are possible with the bank. If we have some extra money, so we can deposit that money in the bank, or we can take the loan. In case of some emergencies, we can take the loan from the bank. So that amount deposited or the amount taken as loan will be considered as P. And then the N is nothing but, it's very simply, that is the number of years. Now let me give you a simple example to explain you both the depository case and the loan case. Okay, so here what is happening, this is your bank. Since we are giving money to the bank, so this is the principal amount deposited in the bank. Okay, and what is going to happen in case of loan? The bank is going to pay, or the bank is going to give us some amount. Okay, that is the loan. Now what is the number of years? Okay, now while let's talk about first deposit case. While depositing the money, I will decide by myself, yeah, let's I want to put my money, let's see, for 2 years. I want to put my money for 10 years. So the number of years for which I want to put my money in the bank, I want to keep my money in the bank, that is what your N. And in case of loan, here I will make a promise to bank. I will make a promise to bank that bank, you gave me the loan. I am very thankful to you. So I am promising you that I will repay your loan. I will clear your loan within 5 years. Okay, in 5 years I will clear your loan. So here I am making this promise to bank. In this many years I am going to clear the loan. So that we will consider as N from the loan point of view. Okay, now in case of R, guys, now before moving to R, let's talk about the interest. Now what do you mean by interest, guys? I'll simply mark this interest as the extra money. Okay, now firstly we will talk in terms of the loan case. Okay, so the bank has suppose paid me the loan of 5 lakh rupees. Okay, and that is also for the 5 years. Okay, now after the happy 5 years, I went back to the bank. And I said, sir, here is your 5 lakh. Here is your 5 lakh rupees. Okay, but what bank will say? The bank will become a little greedy this time. The bank will say, ki sir, when you were in a very much urgency, we gave you 5 lakh rupees. Okay, we helped you, so we want something in return for the help. We want something in return for the help that we gave you. Okay, so we basically want some extra money over the principal amount. The bank is claiming some extra money over the principal amount, and this extra money is called as a interest. So when I want to return the money to the bank, I have to pay the principal amount as well as the extra money, that is the interest, to the bank. Okay, and if I will consider the depository case, now the roles will be exchanged. Now I kept my money, I suppose kept my 5 lakh rupees for 10 years. Now after 10 years I went to the bank, and now what I will say, ki bank, I gave you my very important, very crucial 5 lakh rupees for 10 years. So in return, I want something extra money. So now the bank will pay me the principal amount, but along with that, it has to pay me the extra money, that is the interest. Okay, and this P plus I is called as the final amount A. P plus I is called as a final amount A. Okay, in case of deposit, the bank will pay me A, and in case of loan, I have to pay amount A, that is P plus I, to the bank in order to clear the loan. Okay, so that was the concept of interest. And guys, how this interest is calculated, on what basis this extra money is calculated, so that is your rate of interest. That is your rate of interest. It is always given in the form of percentage. Okay, so these are the basic things, P and R. So this is the formula for simple interest, that is SI is equals to P into N into R upon 100. Okay, simple interest. Now guys, the major difference between simple interest and compound interest is, in simple interest, at the end of every year, let's suppose I am taking this simple interest for 2 years. Okay, and suppose this is the 2001. So at the end of 2001, I'm getting the interest as 500 rupees. I'm getting the interest as 500 rupees. So at the end of 2002 also, I will get the same amount of interest, that is the 500 rupees. So in simple interest, the interest calculated at the end of every year remains same. It remains same. Okay, but if I will consider the compound interest, what is the difference between SI and CI? In compound interest, okay, the interest is going to be increased. Suppose if I'm just taking a rough example over here to make you understand. So suppose if at the end of first year I'm getting 500 rupees, so at the end of next year I will definitely not get the same amount. I will get some extra amount, some increased amount. Let's suppose I'm saying here 700 rupees. So this is the major difference between the SI and CI. In SI, at the end of every year, the simple interest calculated remains same, but in CI, at the end of every year, the compound interest calculated is different. Okay, now you can identify one similarity is there, ki the interest calculated for 1 year, it is same for SI and CI. It is same for SI and CI, but from second year onwards, it will start increasing in case of CI. Okay, now there is another deep reasons why this happens and what are the factors, what is the principal amount, that also we are going to discuss just now. Okay, so this is the basic concept, what happens in SI and what happens in CI. Now let's see how these things are going to happen. Now guys, here I'm talking about SI first of all. In SI, the interest is remaining same because the principal amount remains same. We calculate interest on the fixed principal amount, but in CI, suppose let me take one little example over here. If suppose I have invested 5,000 rupees over here and I'm getting 500 as a interest. So for the 2002 for the next year, my principal amount will become 5,000 plus 500. Okay, means the initial principal amount plus this compound interest. Okay, so this is my P2, the principal amount for the second year. So here what is happening, the principal amount is increasing, and that's why the compound interest or the interest is also increasing. So this is what the basic idea about the SI and CI. However, I will add this thing for the average students. Now these concepts are little bit lengthy and little tough to understand. So the smart students can easily grasp these things, but I'm talking about the average students कि जिनको ये पार्ट अगर थोड़ा समझने में डिफ़िकल्टी होती है. So let me tell you कि you don't have to worry about the chapter. Okay, you can work out, you can remember few formula and you can work out with this chapter for average student I'm saying. Okay, and later on as you will practice the sums, you will get to know what is the actual concept behind the CI. Okay, so let me highlight the formulas for compound interest CI. So as I told you, P and R. P is the principal amount that we initially invest or we take as a loan. N is the number of years within which we promise to bank to repay the loan, to clear the loan, and R is a rate of interest. Okay, now the very first formula here is the A is equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. Now guys, here as I told you, A is the final amount. The final amount, let's say I'm considering the loan case over here. Okay, so in case of loan, A is the final amount that I have to pay to the bank. Okay, so one more formula that arises is of the CI. So how much CI is going to consider? CI will be A minus P. CI will be A minus P, because within this A, you see A is the final amount, right? Means suppose if I am paying the 10,000 as my final amount, but my initial principal was 8,000. Initial principal was 8,000. So how much extra money the bank is charging? The extra money is charging nothing but 2,000 rupees. So how did you get to this thing? You did the subtraction of A and P. So similar here, CI or the extra money, compound interest charged by bank, is equals to A minus P. So these two formula you have to remember. Okay, so we are basically going to deal with the 14.1. Now in 14.1, the main question 1 is nothing but it is in a form of table. So in that table they are asking us to find the A, as well as they are asking us to find the CI, that is the compound interest. Okay, so chalo let's calculate. So very first sum, table ka very first sum, the principal amount is 2,000, the rate is 5 PCPA % per annum, and duration, that is the N, is 2 years. Okay, so let's see how can we calculate this A. I'm starting from here. A is equals to P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. So here A is, to find P is 2,000, 1 plus R is 2 upon 100. Oh, my mistake. The R is 5 and the N is 2. Okay, so here this is a 2,000. Now first of all, the very first step that we will do is we will try if this fraction will get simplified or not, if we can simplify this fraction. Okay, so we can simplify this fraction because this 100 is divisible by 5. So I can divide this 5 20 is a, right, or we can say vice versa, 25 is a. So this will look like 1 upon 20 raised to 2. And now you can see there is no further scope for any simplification over here, so we will do the cross multiplication. And how to do the cross multiplication? We can assume a denominator. अगर directly नहीं जमता है तो we can assume a denominator 1, and now you go for the cross multiplication. So this 20 ones are 20. Now follow this arrow. 20 ones are, I'm doing the cross multiplication. 20 ones are 20 ones are 20 plus 1 ones are 1. Okay. The answer is your 21 upon 20 square. Okay. Now what we can do is, there is no further scope for simplification of this fraction, and there is a square, so we will not hurriedly square this numerator and denominator. We will simply write 2 times. So here 21 upon 20, and again here 21 upon 20. And now you go for the cancellation part. So 0 0 cancel, 0 0 cancel. Okay, what else is remaining? This 2 2s are will become 4, and then this 4 5s are correct. Now this 21 21s are 4 4 1. And now what is your final answer? A. 5 ones are 5, 5 fours are 22, 20, carry 2. Okay, 5 fours are 20, 20 plus 2 is 22. So this is the final amount that we have to pay to the bank if it would be the case of loan. Okay, and this is the final amount that bank will pay us if that will be the case of deposit. But they have not mentioned this case, either it is deposit case or loan case. Okay, and now they are asking us to find CI also. So very simple, CI is equals to A minus P. So we have received 2205, but we have or rather, if I will go for the loan case, if I will go by loan case, okay, so I had paid the total of 2205, okay, but I actually took the loan of 2000. So I will simply do the subtraction, and answer I will get is 205. So this is the extra money that I have to pay to the bank as the compound interest. Now let's talk about the second sum from the table. In that the P is 5000, the R is 8 PCPA, and the N is 3 years. Okay, and again we have to calculate the final amount A. We will consider these all sums from loan perspective. Okay, let's consider the all sums from loan perspective. Why I'm saying this? Because the next 2 word problems are from the loan perspective. So let's make the common visualization in all the sums. Okay, so here we have taken the loan of 5000, and we have promised the bank that I will clear the loan or I will settle the loan. These are the words for the finishing the loan: clear, or let's say the settle. That I will clear the loan in 8 years. Okay, so let's talk about the final amount that I have to pay to the bank. A is equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. A is equals to, this is your 5000, 1 plus 8 upon 100 and 3. Now the very first step that I told you to do is, first of all we will see, can we simplify this fraction? Can we simplify this fraction? So if I will take the 4 in my mind, so 4 is a common multiple of 8 as well as 100. So what answer it will give? It will give me 4 2s are, and here 4 25s are. So this is the simplified fraction, that is 2 upon 25 the cube. And now the further cancellation is not possible. So let's go for the cross multiplication step. But here if you are confusing, if you are getting confused how to do the cross multiplication, you can assume a denominator 1 beneath of the 1. And now let's do the cross multiplication. 25 ones are 25, 25 ones are 25, plus 2 ones are 2. Okay, give me the answer. 27 upon 25 the whole cube. So now what we will do, it is the cube over there, so we will not do the cube of these numbers. We'll simply write it 3 times. We'll simply write it 3 times. Okay, and now we can do the division like this. 25 2s are 50, so you will get 200 into 27 into 27 into 27 upon, there are 2 more 25s, so here 25 8s are 200. Okay, and now there is no scope for any cancellation over here. There is no scope for any cancellation over here, so we have to multiply the whole thing. So here in the numerator part, what we are getting after multiplication is 157464. okay, and we have to divide it by 25. So now after, you can do this division by your own, I hope so. So you'll get the final answer as 6298.56 rupees. Okay, so this is the amount that we have to pay to clear the loan. And however, how much initially we have taken? We have taken the loan of 5,000. okay, so there is some extra money added, right? And how can we calculate that? Extra money is nothing but the compound interest is equals to A minus P. How much is your A? A is your 6298.56. And how much is your P? It is 5,000. And then what will be your answer? It is coming as 1298.56 rupees. So overall, if we will try to understand this whole sum, okay, the P, R, N was given to us. We are considering these sums from the loan perspective. So after the 3 years, I have to pay 6298.56 in order to get rid of from the loan. Okay, so basically I taken the loan of 5,000 and I'm paying the 6298. So how much extra amount I am paying, how much extra money I am paying, that is nothing but the compound interest. And for that I will do the simply subtraction, and this is 1298.56. this is the extra money I am giving to the bank, because bank helped me by giving this 5,000.